The Lean Government Potty presents Ellie, Bern and the Enchanted Forest, Part 2.
Ellie had a wonderful morning with the pixie and the white rabbit in the enchanted forest. She met a man named Mr. Magician who lived in the cloud where that rainbow in the gold-filled cauldron led to. She even met two mermaids, one green, one red, in the pond where that waterfall came from. Something really was strange about this enchanted forest. Ellie felt the grass, but it didn't feel like grass at all. Instead, it was like those fake grass patches people put on their grounds. The three mushrooms with different coloured spots were interesting. The red one was good to eat, and it tasted so rich it almost felt like you weren't eating any yucky mushrooms at all. If you took the green one, a trap door opened and you'd fall in, only to be scanned by lasers at the bottom and you'd end up on the circle of the brick road. The blue one would grant you any wish, but what could Ellie wish for? She'll just have to save that one for later. There were lots of games Ellie, the pixie and the white rabbit could play, but then it was time for lunch. Chips and nuggets. Yum! Especially with chicken salt and tomato sauce. This had probably been the best enchanted forest ever. The pixie told Ellie that Mr. Magician had invited her to go see his performance. This was exciting. So after lunch, Ellie headed over to the cauldron, the white rabbit giving her instructions. She could just walk up the rainbow as if she was going upstairs. What was unusual about the coins is that they weren't really gold, they were chocolate coins. Ellie was half satisfied and half disappointed. So up she went, into the clouds, and noticed empty cloud seats in front of the cloud stage. The announcement came on. Welcome everyone, to Mr. Magician's magic show. I appreciate your patience as I reveal the spectacular, the astounding, the amazing performance. Then there was a ghost costume hovering above the ground. Then it bounced. It bounced around the entire stage. Then duplicates came out of him and surrounded the ghost, so the cloud Ellie was sitting on had to go higher to get a better view. Ellie watched as the duplicates started a circle, then a star, then a square. They went underneath him and made a tower with a ghost on top. Then the ghost moved down as if the duplicates were a bunch of stairs and sucked up every one of them. As the ghost reached the bottom, the costume came off and there was Mr. Magician. Ellie applauded, laughing with joy. Thank you very much, said Mr. Magician. You're more than welcome to come any time you like. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Now Ellie wanted to see a lot more. She visited the two mermaids and admired them. The mermaids said that they would be happy to invite Ellie to come see their performance before dinner. So Ellie had to lead them to rehearse. As she came back to the pixie's house, the pixie had a present for Ellie. Inside the box was a golden fish skin and a mermaid tail. Oh gosh! How much better would it be to be a mermaid yourself? You would have the best life ever. Ellie thanked the pixie and gave him a hug. So for the rest of the day, Ellie wore that skin that replaced her clothes. As for the tail, she decided that she'll just have to wait for a bit. She hadn't decided whether she would stay in this forest or not. Either way, would it matter? So evening came, and it was the right time for Ellie to go to the theatre inside the cave. She took a seat at the front, which was made of rock, or was it? It actually felt more like a beanbag. Then the lights died down, and the show started. Ellie watched as the two mermaids announced the first act, a song. You're all welcome to visit Merfolk and go swim anywhere, okay? But the big gift we'll give you, only if you need to, is a place in the sea to stay. We're all happy here through a marvellous life with all the kind creatures every day. From red fish and green, none of them are mean, so we'd like you all to stay. Ellie, being the only person in the theatre, applauded. Now she was really encouraged. The next act came the trapeze. The two mermaids managed to fly over to one trapeze after another,
grabbing with both their hands and tails. Unexpectedly, they grabbed Ellie and swung her in the air. The mermaids then dived into the water. Ellie, now terrified, remained holding the trapeze. She then lost her grip, slipped, and fell, only to land on the Green Mermaid's hand. Then the show was over. "You're very welcome to come live with us," said the Green Mermaid. "We'll let you live under the sea." "I would love that," said Ellie. "Just grab your tail and we can arrange that." But when Ellie left the cave, brown leaves were falling from the trees, as if it were autumn. But the weather wasn't cold. What could be happening? Even the colours of the rainbow seemed to fade out. Ellie went to see the pixie and the white rabbit, but their backs were facing her. "Oh, Pixie," said Ellie. "Oh, White Rabbit, something's wrong with the forest." "Oh, there's nothing wrong." The pixie, as well as the White Rabbit, turned around. Where their eyes used to be were now red LED lights. Ellie gasped. Her stomach lurched. Then she ran for the way back to the real world, only to see that it was sealed by some metal door with 3 keyholes. What was also different since she came outside is that the waterfall was now a lava fall. The grass was dead, especially the sunflower. The mushrooms were now brown without any outside colourful spots. And the leafless trees were all black, as if there had been a bushfire about. The pixie, the White Rabbit joining, came outside. "Come on, child. There's nothing to fear." "No!" screamed Ellie. "I want to get out of here! Away from you freaks!" Then she banged on the metal door, but it wouldn't budge. The pixie and the White Rabbit got closer. "Calm down," said the pixie. "Haven't you found this place perfect to live in?" "No!" yelled Ellie. "This was all a trick! I can't believe I fell for it!" "Then I guess you need some time out." The pixie, as well as the White Rabbit, grabbed Ellie, brought her inside, and came across the mirror. They threw her in like she went past nothing. "There you are," said the pixie. "We'll come and fetch you later, as soon as you calm down." They left, but Ellie was not going to stay. She banged on the concrete wall she went through, but it was no use. Even her bare feet got sore from kicking. "Don't keep trying," said a familiar voice, and Ellie recognized it as the pixie's. "He'll never let us out." "You sound like that pixie," said Ellie. "I am that pixie." "And I am that White Rabbit," came his voice. "Oh, the real versions are stuck here." Then Ellie listened to their whole story. They were all minding their own business, being cheerful and all, until this LED-eyed person came along. All he wanted was to be negative because he came from a negative world. When everyone tried to make him happy, he refused to do the positive. And so he decided to turn this enchanted forest into a haunted forest, to trick anyone who comes near, and make them suffer the way he did. Ellie now knew what she had to do. The evil pixie won't keep her in this place forever, not if he wanted to win her. What Ellie could do is find all the 3 keys to get out of this forest. The evil pixie hid them. Find them and unlock that door, and everything will be back to normal. It was worth a try. When the evil pixie would come to collect Ellie, she'll beat him somehow. To be continued.